welcome back. Senders Only podcast, episode 2. We got plenty to talk about. Just got back from AZ Bike Week. But first of all, do you just want to give a shout out to anyone?
Yeah, dude. These next few episodes are going to be brought to you by San Diego Law Tigers. You know, they're doing a lot for the community out here. If you can, you got that?
Yeah, you talk.
But again, this episode's presented by San Diego Law Tigers. Gabe, you're a great guy. Like I just said, he's doing a lot for the motorcycle community out here, and those are the guys to hit up if you're in need of that kind of service.
Hell yeah. So AZ Bike Week, we were lucky enough by San Diego Harley to give me a Pan Am to ride out. That was a fun trip.
It was wet. Wet trip.
Wait. Wet. Let's start 30 minutes before that. Maybe 40 minutes before that.
Before picking the bike up?
When we left.
It looked a little cloudy, but I didn't think it was going to be dumping. And then as soon as we hit like Pine Valley, a little bit before.
I don't know. Pretty much, dude, since we left the shop, you could just see it. We were just like riding into the storm.
I was going to start talking about something else that happened before as we left the shop.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, I was going to say, where do we really do? We start 40 minutes before? Or do we start 2 days before when Joey had to build 2 bikes?
We had so much going on, but
yeah, I'm an idiot and put myself last as my excuse, and we had to build a bunch of bikes right before we left.
We've just been super busy. We've been putting it off for weeks. We've had so much going on that it was just...
Yeah, you rebuilt your bike before we left, didn't we?
It was up in the air. Like, we didn't, like, we weren't even going to do it, but then he just decided to pull the trigger.
Yeah, and then I put a 3 over front end on my road glide because I wanted to be tall like me, and I was trying to fucking bend the ABS lines because clearly I'm a couple inches over stock now, and I just fucking broke.
That was late at night too, the day before we were leaving.
Told you so.
Yeah, and he was like, it won't work, and I was like, oh, I'm so strong, it's bending, but it was actually just breaking, you know. Foley knows what he's talking about, believe it or not. So I broke the cable, went up to Coyote, shout out Carl, if you're in San Diego and you need some tires, go see Coyote. Got the line, put it back on, and then my ABS module took a shit. We're trying to bleed it, and the thing sounds like a fucking Suron. Just won't bleed. So I overnighted a ABS delete, got that situated, put on a brand new rear tire, put in a brand new clutch. We're feeling great, right?
Brand new rear tire.
Dude, we go to leave the shop.
He greased the tire before we left the shop.
Yeah, dude. And I go to turn right out of the shop, dude, and like I cut it tight because we're fucking trying to look all cool, riding close, you know, for the video. And it just fucking, I don't know. It just took off out from underneath me. And I was like, I'm not saving this. And I just stepped off the bike and high-sided my brand new bagger. Fucked the fairing up, fucked the bag up. And then I just stood there staring at it for about 45 seconds, just in pure disbelief that my bagger's upside down in the middle of Winter Gardens.
Totaled. And
Snowball comes down there and he's just looking at me like, are you gonna, like, what are we doing? And then Foley rides by and he goes, pick it up.
You were staring at it for like 5 minutes, like, what?
I just couldn't believe it because you tell people like, hey, it's got brand new tires, be easy. And then you I don't know. I was just like, no way. So I picked it up, brought it back up, stared at it for another 5 minutes, straightened the bars, and got back on our trip.
And then I realized that it was gonna be cold. So I was just wearing hoodie and jeans, and they were like, it's going to get down to 40.
Yeah, where did your Under Armour go?
Put it in my bag because Jake gave me a bunch of shit because I was wearing them on the way to work. He's like, why are you wearing thermals? And I'm like, oh, it does not get cold. He's like, yeah, take them off, bro.
We're about to leave for a 6-hour ride into the storm, and you're just in jeans and a sweatshirt.
Oh, man. So we stopped at Joey's. Lucky I have a closet there still. But yeah, anyway, it was fun. And then the rain was brutal. If I didn't have the heated grips, I reckon I probably would have turned around.
Yeah, we rode probably,
saved me.
What was that, 50 miles all the way over the grade down to the desert, just dumping rain.
Yeah. You couldn't see anything.
My feet were like...
Just like last year. We did the same thing
Exact same thing.
Exact same thing. Yeah. Was that Colorado or AZ Bike Week? AZ Bike Week.
It hailed last year, but Colorado was the bad one. Like when we got into Imperial Valley, I felt like the whole freeway was like a lake. Like we were riding.
Oh, you're like hydroplaning the whole way across.
Yeah, and we were still just doing 100 because we were just over it, you know. But Jake earned his stripes. I thought for sure he'd be over it. When we stopped, he was still all smiles and thought it was fucking hilarious.
It's still fun. Like, it's not just you suffering, it's all the boys suffering. So you're like...
Once you catch a bit of sun, too, it's just so rewarding.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Except the knees. They didn't warm up. Oh, no. It was a sick trip. And we got there. And then... Dude, let's talk about that guy at dinner. I don't know what's wrong with some people, but that was wild.
It's so weird, dude. I'm trying to live in a place for like the understanding of people, but he just took it a little too far, no?
He just took initiative when we walked in.
We walked to dinner. It was late.
16 tequila shots later.
We got to this bar. Like, there's like not much open. It was just like bar food. And then this guy at the bar looks over and was like stoked. 5 dudes walked in. First round's on me. We're just like, what? Like, who said we were drinking? Like, rightio, bro. And then
you were talking to me about something, and then you looked at me like, you're not fucking listening at all. And I was like, bro, that guy at the bar just bought us around. He's like, what do you mean? And then, of course, there was 5 of us. We sat down at a table with 6 chairs. So Foley was like, he's going to come sit down. And I'm like, fuck.
Got the vibe.
Like,
I looked at him immediately. I was like, oh, yeah.
And then he
I've
came
never had
over.
that.
Dude, he was super drunk, super annoying. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm going to sound like an asshole right now, but, like, I don't know. Like, I would have paid a lot of money just to get away from that guy.
But he paid a lot of money for our dinner.
He bought 2 rounds of shots. He bought all 5 of us dinner. They were, yeah.
Whatever.
Anyway, it was a wild first day of the trip. We all woke up super hungover the next day. Wasn't very eventful.
Did I leave the house? I don't think I left the house.
We went
Friday?
to the stunt lot.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
we
left
did.
like early afternoon.
That's the next side of this conversation. That stunt lot was crazy.
Dude, 100 kids all on Harleys.
And all these
Crazy.
kids that were kind of good that I've never heard of.
Yeah, it was rad.
Dude, Wes out west.
Yeah, shout out to that.
If
kind
you're
of sports.
watching this, go follow that kid. Holy shit.
Yeah, he gets down.
Ripping. And that bike sounded so good.
I had more fun at the lot watching him ride than I did riding because, dude,
The big. I've never seen a Sportster drift like that.
Yeah.
never seen a
Riding
Sportster
like a
be
big
ridden.
bike.
Yeah. It was so sick. Wes out west. Shout out that kid. Like,
Yeah, he was sick.
just oozes style.
He was riding it like a big bike.
Yeah.
Just like a Dyna. No
Yeah.
front brake.
I'm excited to see that kid get on a Dyna because that's probably next for him.
Yeah, I'm excited to hope and see him maybe getting some of these comps and win it on a fucking Sportster. Had he rode the Brawl, like, game over. It was sick. Maybe not on that lot.
But that lot was brutal.
Brutal.
I'm glad that you went out because I knew you weren't competing and
The
then actually
Brawl.
had a minute
Yeah.
out there. Even though you didn't make it look too hard.
We've rode so many lots like that.
Yeah.
But that one was a special lot. I mean, it was just from like the downhill to the bumps to like the pavement change.
Dude, the
and-
surface change was in the
Yeah.
earliest part.
What do you mean by that?
There was 2 different types of asphalt in that lot, and people weren't taking that into account. Like the beginning part where you guys were starting was one kind of asphalt, and then halfway through, right about where Max's booth was, completely stopped and was a different kind of asphalt.
And you seen that before you rode or you noticed it when you started riding?
I mean, I noticed it before we started riding, but I didn't notice the
The whoop section?
no, there was like different heights to the lot too, and I rode straight through one in a wheelie and just like y'all.
Dude, I did my first hand drag and nearly did a full 180. I was like, no, just fucking circle hand dragged. But I didn't try. It just like spat me. But yeah, that lot was hectic, but it showed a lot of different skilled people and how much different people rode because of it. It was crazy.
Dude, that one that Cyrus did where he was like drifting down at the end near the car lot.
All the
And
way
then
up top.
Bro, and then he took off crazy and then got back on the front brake all in the same burnout, went
Up the
around.
hill.
Dude.
That was a winning run to me. Like that run was epic.
Yeah, I'll put it out there. Cyrus got robbed. The fact that he wasn't even in the top 5.
Yeah.
It's part of it though.
Yeah, it's just judging.
It's us
sports.
not judging. It's just the way people see it. But I honestly thought he had an epic run. And shout out to Cyrus. He rode so good.
Yeah, he really, really did.
And he has been riding good, actually. Even the stuff he's been putting up.
Yeah, he's been putting in a lot of work.
Yep.
You know,
I hope he does a good drift across this year too, because he's been put a lot of work for that.
He was runner up in Colorado now. Wasn't he sitting in pole position for a while in Colorado?
Drifting? Or
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I remember he did all of
them.
them.
Caught up filming. I wasn't paying attention.
Big film guy.
You were a big film guy that day.
Yeah.
So 2026, you gonna have your drift car out there? That looked fun.
Hopefully we have it a lot of places.
Yeah.
This year. We should have it this year. We should have it in Sturgis this year.
Mm-hmm.
How long till that thing's supposed to be done?
I don't know. Hopefully we're closing up on that thing like another. I keep saying another month.
If
Another
you
month,
haven't
another
seen
month.
it, you need to go on Foley's Instagram and the guy building it.
Gabe Franco.
Go
Yeah.
check that Instagram page out.
Yeah.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
It's next level.
I seen it in person the other day. I was just like, I don't even know what I'm looking at. There's so much like.
So much. I mean, it's a full frame off. You know, literally the only thing left on it is the cab and the fenders. We skinned the fenders.
You've had that car forever, huh?
When did I get that thing?
About 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, I think you got your truck, right?
Yeah, so I had a
Wait.
drift car, and then I sold one of the bikes that Harley had given me, and then I bought my truck.
You
And
bought a manual truck. It was it had a 5.3. It had a 5.3. Did it have a
Yep.
cam? Yeah, 5.3, a cam, an NV 3500 5-speed. And I was just like, no way, I got to get a manual truck.
I thought you just had them longer than that because from the YouTube videos, that was like 7 years ago.
No, maybe. No.
2019, I want to say.
No,
No,
'cause we
like
had
2021.
We were already in the shop. We didn't really have toys like that and stuff before the shop. It was like strictly motorcycles.
Yeah.
Well, my truck was supposed to be my daily. Like, it haunts me what it looks like now from when I got it.
It's not a daily now.
No, it's fucking destroyed. But
Totally.
we have that we have that cool relationship where it's like you buy one, I'll buy one, you know? And then he kind of one-upped me and went and found one with a T56 in it.
I don't know about one up. My shit was clapped.
Yeah, but it was just so sick to me. I
Yeah.
couldn't believe
Is
it.
it
I
the
was
same
like,
car that your wheel fell off in that YouTube video?
100%.
Yep.
We'll have to put that in here.
yeah, drift fail.
Yeah.
That's up on YouTube.
Yep. Yeah, that truck was super fun. I went to the track in that thing probably like 5, 6, 7 times.
Was
Which
that
was
stock?
That was never the plan.
I mean, borderline. It had shit done to
Like
it,
you were
know,
doing
but
stuff to it that shouldn't have been. You shouldn't have been
like
doing
track
it.
bars and some decent shocks in the rear, stock front suspension, absolutely shit steering, 300,000 miles on a small block. Piece of
Both
shit,
those trucks were just set up
300,000
to go to truck
miles?
meets and do burnouts.
Yeah.
That was it. Like,
And I was just fucking.
My van's got less.
Dude, I was
your
taking-
van's got the same motor it had.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, 5.7, 350.
Mhm.
But dude, we were going to the track, and it was just finally like after going to the track, probably 7 times or something like that. It
And
was
15 trips to AutoZone.
dude, yeah, per fucking track day.
Dude.
We were finally just like, fuck it, let's build the truck. So now it's been like a year, going on a year and a half that both of our trucks have been down. So we're super, super stoked to get them back.
Yeah.
His is next level. Don't get me wrong. Cody's building me a sick vehicle. Like we, turn my truck into a car. I'm very excited. But Foley's is gonna end up at SEMA.
Luxury drift car.
Dude,
Drift car.
I would love to do a trip to SEMA again. I went
Oh, let's
many
go.
years ago before I started stunt riding bikes, and because I'm in the car business in Australia, and it was epic. And I was like, that's such a fun week. I couldn't even get through everything there.
Have you done SEMA?
I went with Filthy Phil that year.
Right.
I don't think you
we've
and I
done,
have been together but-
maybe we'll do that next year.
this year.
We could
This
do it.
year? We still got it this
Is
year.
it this year?
Can
yeah,
you
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
can you get past as being in the motorcycle industry?
We'll find somebody.
Because I can do you fake
I mean, even if we
invoices.
don't get passes, we still.
Because that's what I did for buddies one year.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we should do that.
Yeah,
That'd
we
be
should
fun.
do that for sure.
We'll get passes. I'm
You
pretty
should be
sure
able to get your car in there.
his truck will end up there. Like it's so
Definitely not
next
this
level.
year. It looks like fucking.
You don't think it'll be done?
Girlfriends ran across it with the.
We'll just wrap it. We'll buff all that truck's gonna end up at SEMA. I don't know. Like I don't.
We'll
you're
get
right,
Joey to
maybe.
buff it.
I'll do it. Give me a sander. But his, I could talk about that truck for fucking hours, and it's not even mine. You know what I mean? Like I'm just so proud of him, and he's never really been one to just blow his fucking money, and that's like the first situation where I've seen him be like, all right, this is a forever thing.
It consumes my entire life at the moment.
Yeah,
And money.
Everything. Yeah, that's
All
what,
of
that's
it.
what I mean. Everything I
Yeah.
do. Everything I do. I'm
You
literally
work
working
for that.
For that truck right now. But it'll be worth it in the end. Our goal is to just build something that we take to the track and then just bring it home and service it.
Yeah, you're not fixing stuff that's broken because it wasn't built properly.
Tires, that's it.
Yep.
We'll cut some clips up and put it in the.
I would love to put some clips in what
He's
you've
also
built
gonna
in
need
it.
a fucking passenger side door after I fucking chase him around. That track.
Man.
Yeah, I'm super, super excited to see that one done.
Yeah, we should have.
I've
it
never been in
started
one, so I'm excited to sit in one and like go
We'll-
around the track.
We'll make you drive it. It'll
I'd
be
love
great.
that.
Yeah, we'll do
Something
a
to laugh
YouTube
at.
day driving it. He's nasty too. Like, don't get me wrong. We both get down and we've put a lot of time into like our craft of being able to drive. But it's also very hard for us because we're professional with handlebars. So we get in that truck and we understand what it, or like drift car.
Dude, you drift a bike, you get in a truck, and it's just like, it's
The bike's scarier.
4 wheels, a cage, and like it's just like, I don't know, it's a whole nother.
Honestly, I think right now the vehicles are scarier for us because we don't have the control in the vehicle that we do on the bike.
Right.
Like on the bike, it's second nature. Because even if I go down, I know how to crash. I fucking put my truck on its lid. Like, flew off the fucking track.
That's on film.
Yeah, I have. We could put that up finally. Fuck, shouldn't have said that. Flew off the track, caught the rut, went all the way up, tapped the hood, or tapped like the side of the
cab.
Yeah, the very top side of my door, and then came all the way back, and then drove away.
Were you like puckering your butthole?
I was okay, but my wife was in the truck.
Oh, Kylie was in the car,
and she was in the side that slammed down. So I was just really worried about her. But she was a trooper. We went back in, hammered a few things back out, and we both went back out the same day, so we weren't like scared, But right now, I'm more scared in the truck than I am on a bike.
Just more scared to crash it and then have to repair it
and then do it again,
dude.
That's scary.
I
was like that when we built the diner. First show on its side.
Oh man, yeah.
So good. So what's happening? What's next here at Senders Only? We've been pretty busy.
We got a dope website about to drop.
We actually got the draft yesterday.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick. I was stoked when we saw it. A couple things we want to change.
It's already done.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he's done it all.
Wow.
Sick.
Wow.
So yeah, by the time this episode's dropped, we'll be pretty much getting ready to launch it, which will be super epic. Hopefully everyone on here is keen to support us because we put a lot of time and effort into this, and we're definitely going to be saving some people some money.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of cool stuff, doing some deals for you guys, and
some cool giveaways.
Some cool stuff out, yeah.
Yep. Foley's going to give away his bagger. I'm kidding.
Fuck, after our ride home, I might want to consider that.
Wait, let's back up to AZ for a second.
Oof.
Dude, we have a lot of good content just riding there, riding back.
YouTube will be up soon.
Riding back, though.
Riding back.
Dude, me and Joey have done that ride so many times. We look forward to riding back and hitting the grade, coming out of the desert and then going up.
Not anymore.
It's going to be a bit slower probably next time. I don't know.
Probably not. I just wasn't thinking, the tires were cold on the side and we can't, you'll see, we'll post it up.
We'll put the video probably in this clip.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Let's get a walkthrough. I want you to imagine that video's playing in front of you. Tell the people what they're looking at.
Jake's filming. He's on the Pan Am. And we're cruising. We were doing I don't think we did under 100 the whole trip.
It was 115 when I clicked the camera on. We're going up the grade. I was doing about 130 and then you passed me.
Well, so you passed me doing 136, almost 140 miles an hour on the Pan.
Yeah.
And then then you slowed down. You backed off to 120. And then I passed you coming into the first corner. We banged a couple corners. And then I on the video, you see your speed at 115. And I'm just accelerating into the corner. And I just I don't know what it was. I just leaned into it too hard. I was doing a solid one.
Practicing for BRL this year.
A solid 120. And the bike just goes full lock. It was scary. It was just one of those moments where it happened so fast that it's just you don't even know what to think, But it was gnarly. It goes full lock, and then when it hooks up, it was so violent. I'm on the right side of the inside lane, goes full lock, and then hooks up, and it literally is so violent it bounces me over the white lane or the white line.
Both your legs come off, and it was lock.
You
and
can't
then
flying W.
In the video. You can't really see, but when the bike was straightened back out, I still got 2 or 3 full bar slaps, and I'm just holding it wide open like that.
Yeah, you kept pinning it, and then I was like, oh, surely he's going to pull over. I'm going to talk about it. And he's just still doing 110, just touching his head I was a dickhead. Move.
Dude, we're a decade in,
I didn't
and
even
you
think
think
about
that you've seen the gnarliest it can get doing what we do, right? And that topped everything. Luckily, he's got a lot of bike skill. He's got a lot of bike control.
If that was anyone else, they would have backed off and on the brakes and died.
Dude, it can happen to anyone. It can happen so fast, Yeah. So it's.
I wanted to throw up.
I don't know if it's the right thing to say, but that stuff's kind of good for you every once in a while, It's just
you're not going to get something that scary at BRL. That's why it's scarier than you're going to get racing.
My dad always
we'll
said
have
if
good
you
tires
can,
and stuff on the bike, right?
Yeah.
if you can hit the ground and get that sensation of all right, that hurt, but I'm okay, or you can get that feeling of that could have been really bad and right away. It's like a gift. You know, just like you were just saying, like it's like a wake up call. Like, wow, this shit's serious.
Learn from
you
it.
know? It was so fucking gnarly, dude.
Learn from it. I learned to don't do that again.
Warm your tires up before going up the grade.
Yeah, I'm not gonna slow down.
No.
Dude.
Oh, shout out to Jake who rode along with us the whole trip.
he did
Intake,
really
you'll
good.
listen to this.
Yeah.
He was.
Good. That's not his first trip. He did AZ Bike Week. He did Colorado.
The Colorado solo.
But we were in kind of bigger groups. You know, we were ripping, but when you're in a pack of 4, you can really tighten up and
We'll boogie in.
Yeah.
He kept up good.
Yeah, and he was stoked.
I was impressed.
Couple cigarettes in between.
Allegedly. You're gonna get my guy in trouble.
Oh man. Yep.
But yeah, that was scary. I'm just so glad it went the way it did. But yeah, if you start getting the shakes anyway, don't back off the throttle. Definitely throttle out of it. Dude, in the course they tell you not to do that when you go.
Oh, the driver's course?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, in the course, they're not expecting to be doing 120 on a fucking bagger. So.
Well, they didn't specify a speed limit. You know.
What do we got? What's the date today?
The 8th.
The 8th.
We got less than 20 days till we race.
Dude.
2 weeks. Yeah.
Hoping our leathers are done soon too. I'm super excited.
I've been thinking about it.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about if they're going to show up at the racetrack or before.
I was actually
But
messaging him
I'm
this
just-
morning going like, dude, like what's happening? And he's like, I need the invoices paid. And I'm like, yeah, that's sweet. I was making sure they're going to be here on time.
Right.
So
Who's paying for the leathers?
you.
Fuck. How much are they?
Man.
I don't know. We got a good deal.
Yeah.
We're working it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Run the
You
card.
getting some?
Dude, like I said, like we talked about in the last podcast.
Hopefully Joe's listening to this. Bring the Pan Am, please.
when the opportunity arises, I'll be ready. But as of right now, it's about me mates and making sure
Wait.
you guys are good, making sure you guys are ready to shred. Right now, you guys are both out of shape, and we've got some serious work to do.
I'm in shape.
I'm doing all right.
We'll see, dude. We'll go ride these dirt bikes. If I can keep up with you for 2 laps, you're not in shape.
You're not keeping up with me, bro.
Okay. Okay.
That'll be the next episode.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
getting
no,
beat.
dude. Jake's really fast on dirt bike. But
Yeah. You got a dirt bike.
I got a dirt
You got
bike
a
since the
dirt bike.
last
He's
episode.
been talking about it since the day you got here.
Man, I had this cash hidden away. Like, I'm not touching it. This is only for a dirt bike. I didn't want to know about it. And then, thanks to Marshall, he hooked me up on a sick deal. I got a Yami. I'm pumped. So I haven't had a Yamaha since, like, my best years of racing when I was, like, 15, 16, when they first changed with the airbox up the front.
could you imagine owning a motorcycle brand and not having a dirt bike?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Crazy.
No, Foley's next. He had I don't know if you want to talk about that.
Like a year ago. Yeah, they cut out about.
Yeah, what happened, dude?
Dude,
A lot of people don't even know about
the
that.
Stupidest shit, dude.
We'll tell the whole story. We showed up to Paula, and the main track was closed.
Yeah, the main track was closed. I just got my bike back from Rob.
Was it closed the whole day? Like, it was
There was
only...
racing, and we didn't know.
Yeah, I was waiting on my bike. I went through hell with this bike.
Yeah, shout out BMC. You're dope.
Whoa. Dude, yeah, and then I dropped it off to Rob. I just dropped a mess off to Rob, mess of a bike. Rob got it taken care of.
Shout out to Rob. He's a legend. Not many people.
RNC Motorsports, if you're lucky enough for him to touch your bike, there's nobody better.
He's so good.
He's
top
best in the
notch.
industry.
Yeah. But yeah, we got the bike back from him. We went to Paula, showed up, main track closed. They were racing. So we're like, oh, well, the bike was fresh top end, everything. I was like, oh, I'll just hop on the vet track, break it in. I did 1 lap, came around the second lap, seat bounce to jump out of the inside, second gear, super small jump, and just like push super far outside. My front tire landed in the sand. And I
Like the
just,
side of the down ramp, like the
Yep.
soft stuff.
Yep, and it just like tucked my bars, and I flipped over the bars and like flew backwards like 20 feet, landed on my back. It was super weird. Like I was able to.
But you landed into your bars, like stomach, and then flew back.
Yeah, I
hydraulic
like took
clutch,
the bars like
the
to my
master.
stomach, turn like that, and then it like flipped me over.
Oh.
And then I was able to get up and like walk it off, get back to the truck, and then I was just like,
I didn't see him. I rode by him like 8 times. He came over and was like, yo, dickhead, you rode right by me like 5 times.
You're just dying on the ground.
Yeah, I didn't see him.
But I got back over the truck and I was like trying to tough it out, and Joe's like, yo, you're not good. Something's up. I've seen you crash a handful of times and something's up. So I went to the hospital. Next thing you know,
Could you see?
dude,
It
I
was
just had a
imprinted.
gnarly,
It
I had
was-
a gnarly mark. You
Yeah.
know?
No, you could read, the little writing on top of it. He had a hydraulic clutch.
Listen, they are NISS.
Well, they had all that little
It said
like
go
shit.
to the hospital.
You could see it in his eyes,
Yeah.
Like,
was-
he
I just
still
kn-
looked fine, but his
I knew
eyes.
something
like,
was up, you know. So like Joey's like, go, 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 go. So I went to the hospital. Got to the hospital.
Up Parlourways?
No, I went all the way down to Palmerado Hospital where I was born. You know,
Yep.
I knew a bunch of locals there.
Yep.
Thank God you went
walked
there,
in,
man.
walked in first thing. Someone sees me. Oh, Foley, I haven't seen you in a minute. And long story short, I was there for like 30 minutes, and then they rushed me in an ambulance to, I forget the hospital. Like
Sharp or
20
something.
minutes, yeah, 20 minutes north. And next thing you
He
know,
called me. He's like, "Yo, don't be mad. I'm in the ambulance. They're rushing me over to surgery." I was like, "Oh, dude, I'm not mad at
I
all."
remember you
Get this
FaceTime me, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, it was crazy. I woke
my
up a
heart
few
dropped.
hours later with just like tubes down my mouth, up my nose, whole front of me cut open. It
They
was
wouldn't
like-
let me in the
So they
hospital.
didn't tell you?
like,
They just kind of put you on, like you kind of passed out and went under and just,
Yeah,
let's go.
and I just woke up like,
when they wouldn't let me in, I freaked the fuck out. I was like, whatever I have to tell you for you to let me in, you're letting me in. So just tell me what to say and I'll say it. And they let us into the room. And when they rolled him in after surgery, dude, it looked like he was fucking dying. Like it
I remember
just,
seeing your face because you FaceTime me, and it was like, I literally thought you died.
right.
it
Dude,
felt like he did.
Well, we're done with that, and like I was about to say, I haven't rode a dirt bike since, but these guys talked me in. I healed up, and then you talk. What race was that? The Gypsy 500.
It was about 1
500.
year ago.
Yeah.
Literally 1 year ago.
I had to have been like healed for like maybe 2 months.
Everyone's heard of Gypsy Tales podcast.
Yeah.
I'd seen he was doing this race, whatever, and I just got back and I was only here for a month. So I like try cram all this stuff into a month when I usually come here. And I said, let's go race it. I'll be able to get us in. I messaged Jace. I'm like, thank God he got us in late. Anyway, Foley's not ready.
Everyone's not ready. Everyone's racing teams of 4. How long was the race? 500 minutes.
500 minutes. It was like 7 hours and something minutes.
Such a sick track though. That
8
it was
mile
at
laps.
Mesquite, Nevada, right? And then like you start on the moto track, you come out of the
You do half a lap of the moto track,
Yeah.
up a hill.
No,
Jump.
you did the whole vet track, the whole moto track, and then like
Oh.
4 miles off road.
I thought it was half the motocross track off road and then the other half.
Oh, and
the
then back
off-road,
on,
like
yeah.
back in the riverbed and shit. That was just insane. Anyways, so I hadn't rode, and then we get there. We're late, of course. We had a
Didn't get to
great-
practice.
We had a great drive there, and then
Do you remember
Oh
the
my-
gas station?
Yeah.
Just losing our minds. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah. So
No
we get there, and
way.
then it's just kind of up in the air, and we're like, oh, well, like we have no idea. Everyone's practiced on the track or walked the track. We don't even know which way the track goes. You know, and then we're like, "Oh, who's gonna run the starting gate?" So we flip a coin. Of course, I won. So I got the first lap, and the track was sick.
You held it down. You got a good start.
I had a terrible start, but then the track was smooth, and then I was just wide open, just laying it down. It was just like
Was it a first good introduction until the second lap? The first lap was a good intro. And then the second time you went out, the track was completely different.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't terrible, but you could tell it was starting to get beat up. But like by midday, how insane was that track? I'm talking, there was literally whoops as big as a stable, and you're just holding on for dear life.
Yeah, and you're just
Trying
like,
to
hi,
get
there.
Just like super soft sand. It was fun.
It was
That a good time.
gnarly. And I remember we were just like, we just got to finish the day. And then something happened to my bike. The chain was so loose. We're like, Joey, you have to do another lap.
I totaled your bike.
You're the reason the chain went through the motor.
I just remember like we were running good times. I remember you
We're in
coming in.
fourth.
Yeah, you were like, "Yo, we're top 5. Don't let up." So I took off and was riding a little over my head, like kind of tucking the front end here and there, but I was like going fast. And I was like, "All right, I feel good." I'm
With free ride suspension, stiff stuff.
Oh yeah, I had ramp suspension. It was awful, but I was feeling good, and I was pushing, and then like halfway through that lap, I was like, "I'm gonna throw up." I just keep pushing, and then I get into the fucking pit, and these idiots are standing there with their thumbs up their ass, like, "Do another lap, mate." I'm like, "No way!" And I promise you, that was the biggest moment of my life where I felt like I didn't know how to ride.
You just lost everything.
I couldn't hold on. My fucking thighs were on fire.
You can't even pull in. Like if you're a far way away from the pit,
You're done.
when you're halfway out, you got to finish it.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, the track wouldn't stick. It was a new experience for me. Like you think you've ridden everything by the time you're almost 30, right? And you've been riding since you were 4 years old.
Yeah, I was just loose, dude. Everything was just blown out.
There was
and
no
just-
ruts.
Yeah.
Like don't get me wrong, there was ruts, but they would just move. Like you couldn't get into something and just
It was super fun.
You're
That was
passing the whole time,
I
too.
like riding like that, just standing up and just hanging it all out.
And then you get that one guy that has the big fuel tank on that passes you like you're standing still. You're like, what?
And you're on it. You're like, how is he going so fast?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some real rippers there, and there was also some XR100s that should not have been out there.
Some dudes rode from their house or whatever, like hours and hours, and then raced on the same bike.
Well, and it was because Jace did such a good job promoting it that it became like this media thing. Not realizing, like, I don't think those dudes realized like how serious it was. Like day in the dirt, it doesn't matter how good or bad you are. The track's hard packed. There's a lot of rocks, but you're fine. That race was like out of 10 was like a 7 out of 10.
But it was everything.
I'd love to do it again if he
Me
ever does
too.
it.
If he does it again, I'd like to do preparation, get a team of 4. That's where we stuffed
Well,
up.
they did it again, but they rebranded. Now it's by Verb.
Yeah.
Like they just did it again, but it's not called the Gypsy 500 anymore. It's
Where'd
like
they do it at, you know?
same place,
Same
but
place,
it's the
yeah.
Verb something now. But we need to bring like Frankie Pickrell, or we need to bring a 4th, because then they're 12-minute laps, right? So in between every time you do a lap, you have a half-hour break, and then we'll be all right.
We didn't have that. It's like you kind of got like fueled up, and it's boom, you're up.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
It was a good time. I just
do it
remember
again.
that drive home.
I
It
was
felt like I'd have
loved.
been in the UFC ring. Like I'd been fully bashed from head to toe, and we're like, we got to Vegas, and we're like, let's just get a hotel.
We didn't even finish.
No,
We left.
Yeah,
We
we
were
left early.
Fuck this.
We
I'm out.
planned to go home. We made it 45 minutes down the road and got a hotel.
Brutal.
And then watched Supercross. You
Yeah,
and I were arguing like kids, remember?
yeah.
Yeah.
About food or something. I don't know,
Everything.
something.
Oh man.
It was a good one.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
we got a bunch of stuff to talk about. We've been slacking a little bit. We just kind of wanted to get episode.
we just
2
wanted
going
episode
and
2 out. We're kind of getting a roll on. We're going to get a couple episodes before we bring someone on.
Yep.
Kind of want to start introducing
Figure it out.
everyone.
We're still kind of finishing the room and getting things dialed in, and we got some cool plans and stuff. Just one thing at a time. We're super busy here too, so it's hard to squeeze it all in, and you can only do so much.
Yeah.
There's only so much time in a day.
Like right
so-
now it's 7:30 in the morning, and we're getting this smashed
Yeah.
out. But it's fun. It's kind of like it's exciting for us because it's new, and we do have so much to talk about. We do have a lot of cool people we want to bring on. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
Hey, you never told us how the lot was on the weekend.
What one?
Well, we talked about the asphalt change and that kind of stuff, but man, dude, like just respect to everyone that went out there and was able to hold it together. Like there was a lot of people that were like, oh, if they can't ride this lot, they don't deserve to be out here. And I heard like a bunch of back and forth stuff of like just like pure opinions. But after riding it, I was just really, really, really impressed that people were able to not only go out there, but do what they were doing. Like Foley said, we've ridden a lot of those surfaces. So wheeling on that stuff isn't hard for me and stuff, but the drifting.
You just come out from underneath you so fast.
It's just a whole different style of riding. You have to ride it completely different. It's not your norm, of like how you like to ride. And it's just dangerous. You get out of your element a little bit, and it's just like it'll eat you
The
up.
kid that did the 360.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, it's fresh.
Wow. What's that dude's name?
Oh,
I think it's Jake.
yeah, I don't want to
Rathy.
misspeak, but I think it's Jake. He's a Canadian. I know he turned 17 while he was there.
Go on his Instagram, check it out.
Yeah, Jesse Ryan brought him down. Or no, sorry, Sean Miller brought him down. Shout out Miller, dude. You're a bitch. But I love you. No, the lot was scary. I was giving Jake a lot of shit. Like after I watched him ride, I was like, "What are you doing?" And then it was different for us because we just got to go out and do a demo, and we were just having fun, But like Foley said, it's a different style. You have to really stay on top of the bike. You can't really like manipulate the bike how you want. You're just on top of it, or you're gonna crash.
Yep.
Corey rode it really well. Like we already talked about, Cyrus rode it really, really, really well. Gino, dude.
He's rips. I haven't seen him ride a shower in person before.
Gino's insane.
Yeah, it was good to see him back out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he deserved that podium. He really did.
100%. Yeah, it was definitely the finishing results were a little. I didn't think, I didn't think it was going to turn out the way it did, but it's kind of cool. We've judged the last few brawls, so it's kind of cool to like watch some other guys do it, and Kevin, B-Rup, and Gabe, they got a lot of experience. Rob Rax was first time. He was really nervous, so I think he might have been a little nice on the board. I don't think he was as cutthroat, as brutal as he should have been. As your first time judging, that's just kind of how it goes. And
sure.
it is hard to judge, especially on pavement like that.
And you got a bunch of friends out there?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like a lot of people view it like that. Like, oh, you got friends out there and that people are biased and all that. But like, I don't know. Like at the end of the day, I think that's total bullshit in many ways, because like when I have friends out there, I know what they're capable of. I know how good they are. I know
how brutal you two are, though.
I know what to expect of them. Like there's been times where I've been judging and Joey's been riding the brawl. And like I expect so much out of him because I know what he can do.
If Foley's judging, I know I either ride perfect or I'm not winning.
Yeah,
and that's 100%. How it should be. That's how it should be. But
that's a friend. That's not a fake friend. That's your friend, mate, wanting you to do the best.
Yeah, it's accountability. But
and it's really not like, it's crazy, dude, because like the brawl it's not about like how sick you are, like the best trick and shit like that. People are so like misguided with that. It's just really how well rounded you are, how well you can put a run together, how much fun you're having and how much bike control you got, and it's just like
people feel a type of way, and you have to remember it's a judged sport. Go watch Formula Drift. The guy who wins isn't the guy that you picked to win. And then what about Best Whip 10 years ago when people were voting on fucking Twitter?
Yeah.
Right.
And like Twitch won after Todd Potters went completely backwards. Like judged events are always going to come out in a weird way, and you have to just be stoked that they're going on. Like it's just helping grow the scene, Do I think the podium went the way that I thought it should have went? No, but I wasn't the fucking judge.
If you
I probably missed a lot of
and
things.
You don't have a good attitude, you don't need to be there.
Yep. That's all that matters to me.
I 100% agree with
And
that.
everyone on that podium had a good attitude.
Yep.
So in my honest opinion, my opinions don't matter because they were here. They were proper. Everyone on the podium had a sick bike too. I like that. I like that the stunt scene is starting to go away where people are starting to really care about their motorcycles.
It's important. I mean, it's just it's funny. It's just part of it evolving, but like look at moto now, look how sick the bikes are. That's part of it. Before
it's your style.
Before you get on the track or go out to ride a freestyle event or anything, like what comes first is like building the bike.
Dude, I mean, Buttery Films' bike is sicker than Privateer's bikes that are out there like racing.
Yep.
Buttery's Yamaha's dope.
Oh, it's so sick, dude.
I can't wait to do
Is that
something.
the one Frankie just did?
Yeah. Well, now Frankie's working on it because whoever had their hands on it first left a bolt in there.
I've seen that on Instagram.
Yeah, and then now Frankie's fixing it. I should know Frankie's business name, but check out Frankie Pickerel down here in San Diego if you need some dirt bikes.
He's got good style. He'll build you a sick bike.
Oh,
yeah.
he designs it and builds it?
He just has a good eye.
He's a
mechanic. He knows how to build the bike.
He'll build the motor and stuff like that. But yes, he's also got really good style, and he can help you with your bikes. SoCal something, I don't know.
SoCal Cycles.
It's SoCal Cycles, right? Yeah. Good dude, trustworthy. But I mean, be prepared to spend some money because he's not doing it the wrong way. Like he's not going to throw something together.
You pay for what you get.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Absolutely.
You pay monkeys with peanuts. I've learnt that the wrong way a few times.
Yep.
We actually all have, really. Getting the wrong people to work on your stuff.
Yep. You gotta experience it,
Yeah, 100%. So Foley is going to be getting another dirt bike, I hear.
God, I hope so, man. I miss it.
I hope so.
I'm not like intimidated, but I'm just like, I'm at the point of like, dude, I've had so many get offs.
Yeah.
And the
Get
last
offs?
one just was
like Harley's dirt bikes.
What about the one that you drifted in the barrier? I remember someone in Australia saying, "Is that dude dead?"
Oh my
Dude,
god,
that one was gnarly. I had got
Were you in third?
1921 or 1918 on my bike, so
No,
like,
he's in
tires are
second.
expensive. It's not easy to get takeoffs for it. So like.
It wasn't the money; it's just we couldn't find one.
Right. And at the end of the day, it was so like I was buying new tires, and like dude, they don't come a dime a dozen, so I'm like not always on deck with those tires, and it was super last second that we rode this show, and I squeezed a 777 out of one of, I think Coyote had it.
Yeah,
Coyote had 777. I knew I shouldn't have been riding that tire. I'm doing a second gear roller through a terrible lot.
You were flying.
Yeah, and I felt it coming out too. I flew across a lot into a barrier. They were like, I moved 3 water barriers that were like halfway full of water with my body.
Your knee touched your head.
Yeah.
I just remember it coming and flipping underneath you, and then you're going into the barrier. Well, I'm going to put the video into this.
He's right here. And I'm just sitting right here watching the whole thing, and I could see it from a mile away. I was like, "There's no way this is gonna end well." Like he's going so fast, and it just, bro,
it was a squid move. It was a squid move. I should have known better.
It was violent. You know what I mean? Like when
that tin set. How long you had that tin set?
Oh.
It finally shit the bed. But whatever. Time for a change.
And if you're listening to this and you have a FXDF tank that you want to sell to Foley for a good price, please.
I just
DM
couldn't
him.
believe that he got up. You know what I mean? Like you watch your homie go down that hard and their body bend in a way that like if their life depended on it, they couldn't do it right now. And then he like sits there for a second and I go over to him like, what do we do? And he just popped up. And I'm like, there's no way, dude.
I was
like,
hurting.
Oh.
It was one of those ones where like you're hurt.
but there's
you
a
know,
big
but
ass crowd.
yeah.
Everyone's staring at us.
If you don't got a bone sticking out and you can walk, get up, walk it off.
Yeah.
You know, like
It was gnarly.
Yeah.
Fuck. I didn't like that one.
Nah, I didn't like the look of that one either.
yeah, we talked a lot about me crashing this episode.
You know,
Yeah,
it
them too.
happens.
Yeah.
It
I'm
happens.
taking a break on that.
Yeah. The bad ones coming through, they're done.
Yeah.
You're coming back from now.
Oh man.
Well, you don't like have like a chill. Like we've been writing shows now together for about 10 years, and I've never written a show with you where you were like, maybe I'll throttle down a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Always
when
like
you
going
crash,
fast
you crash.
and riding like that, you know. But the problem is that my like mentality and my riding style has never changed, but I wasn't getting enough seat time in, you know. So like getting back on the bike, I could still do all the same stuff, you know. But you know, if you don't put in the seat time,
Being
you know, that
comfortable.
stuff's bound to happen.
He'll say that he's intimidated by it and he's scared of it, and we all are. Like that just means you care about it. Like I'm scared of motorcycles, but I've learned how to master them. When he puts the helmet on and the bike starts, he's no longer scared.
Right.
I'm
That's how-
still scared when my bike's running. It intimidates the fuck out of me. But like something about this dude, when the helmet's on,
It's sick to watch.
it's next level because he's not afraid. You know, and you can tell when someone's afraid. When you and I are riding for the first like 10 minutes, you're like, what's this dude doing? We're dabbing
Takes a
our
little
foot.
bit.
Yeah, we might as well be on a V-Rod in Australia.
No, I'm learning that though. You know, it's important just to like.
That's why I'm excited for this
keep the
year that we're
vibe.
going racing, and you're not in this like.
I
it's
have a
it's
whole
fun.
different mentality right now.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm ready to go fast. I'm ready to have fun. You know,
But we got
like,
time,
Right. I don't have to be the fastest guy in practice.
and
you
it's
know?
not just 1 year racing. Like if you want to do this, this is something Joe's set up for us to do.
Right.
So it's like something we can continually get better at. That's where I'm at with it.
Right.
Yeah, and while the riding has a big piece of it, you know, these opportunities are coming because of who you guys are as a person. And I think that's what's so rad about where we're at right now in our riding careers, is a lot of these opportunities are coming because of who we are. And who we are is what we can do on the bike. I get that. But like I just said, you guys are getting to race because you're good dudes. So there's not this like
Pressure. There's not like this gnarly pressure behind
No.
it. Like we have to like, you know. It's
That was what
just-
Joe said. He said, "Is Foley cool? Like if he's not cool, I don't want him on the team." That's the main
That's like
thing.
one of the coolest.
damn,
That's
you
he's
lied
one of-
for him, dude. What a good guy.
I said he's one of my like.
he's a dickhead though.
I said I wouldn't be hanging out with him and starting business and doing all this stuff with him if he wasn't cool.
Right.
Like, and then
Yeah.
Joe was big on that because we did have like last year we had a rider that didn't get along with everyone, and it was just like it made the vibe shit.
Yeah, that's very important. You know, I'm stoked. I got to spend some time with Joe and Rob in Ohio that year. You know, and just been kind of in touch with them on and off over the last couple of years. So I'm super stoked to.
Joe has one of the coolest shops.
Right. I mean, dude, Joe, let's like
The website you use
Suburban Harley Davidson
is
I
where you
mean,
get parts.
Yeah, OEM Suburban Harley Davidson.
on
You
it
can
every
look at-
day.
Yeah, for the shop, we use it every day in the shop. We've been using it for like 5 years, and it's just, you know, it's funny how things go full circle, and that's Joe.
And
you
some
know, and
Australian kid introduced you to him.
Yeah, right.
Like, you
yeah.
know, it's funny how
Yeah, Joe's a legend though, dude. He's got so much sick shit. It's crazy.
Well,
Well,
your
he's-
guys' mentality with racing right now is just teaching me so much. You know what I mean? Like I look back at our flat track days, and I'm just thinking like, how much growth was stunted by that mentality that if we don't go out and win right now, why are we here? And I get it, as a racer, you want to have that mentality. You know, that's how
You
Cooper
still want to
went.
win,
Right?
You know, but like ultimately at the end of the day, it's like you want to have a good time, and you want to,
Yeah.
you know.
I try to set
not
myself
crash.
little goals now so that I don't do more damage to myself. Because that was like me when I was younger. If I didn't win, it's like, what?
I'm either gonna win or I'm gonna crash.
Yeah. And now I'm like, I'm just happy to
Right.
come home safe and ride the best I can. Like, you're racing yourself. You're not racing everyone out there. That's the way I try
And
to
you
look at
think
it.
like that, and you get third, and you thought you should have won. Even if you didn't crash and beat yourself up, you're beating yourself up mentally, which sometimes is even a bigger toll. You know, so just you guys are teaching me a lot right now.
You know where I think that comes from, though? Any movie you watch is motivation. Like, someone doesn't sleep, they train every day, they work their ass off to get where they're at. Like, you know what I mean? It's embedded into our brains.
Mm-hmm.
That everything you watch and do on the TV is like, you start from nothing and you work your ass off until you make it.
Right.
That's like embedded into everyone's brain if you're going to do something. not take your time, rest, do what needs to be done.
That's so important. You know, taking your time and
Resting,
resting and doing
sleeping.
it correctly. You know, rather than
Burning out.
Yes.
Yeah,
burning
which
yourself
you've
out.
done. You did for so many years, and now you're really looking after yourself, eating right, sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you look way happier.
God, dude, we used to be so stupid. Shit, we would
Well, we're
just-
still
still-
not.
No, man. No, we just have a whole different mindset, a whole mentality. We have a really good team right now. We have a really good like cycle of like Monday through Friday. You know, we have a lot of stuff to do. You know, we have a lot of stuff on our plate, and there's a lot of stuff to do this year. So it's like, I mean, it's we just gotta put our head down, get it done, and there's just a lot to accomplish. You know, so
Yeah.
I think the busier you are, you know, the less shit you can get yourself into. You know, you just gotta stay busy. You know,
Yeah.
it's very important. you know?
100%. The most trouble we ever got in is when you had nothing to do.
Always.
Yeah,
You just
sitting
get caught up
around.
in the bullshit, you know?
Yeah, we're waiting for the next show and we're scrolling Instagram. What are we going to get upset about today? Like, it was just stupid, man. And I'm thankful for it. It taught me a lot. But, like, I keep saying it, but watching the way you guys are treating this racing right now, the way we're treating this website, the way the shop's being treated, the way the bikes are being treated, like, it's all much more methodical now.
Yeah, if you're going to do it right. Don't half-ass anything.
Yeah, and everyone's holding each other accountable in a healthy way. Like, it's not like this petty, like, I'm doing this, so what are you doing shit? It's like, hey, can I make your day easier today? When you have 5 motherfuckers in the same building all just trying to make each other's day better, bro, the opportunities and, like, the growth, it's just, I'm so thankful for it, you know?
Yeah, it's epic. Sick. That's probably going to be episode 2 done.
Yeah.
I'm pumped with that.
There's so much more to say. We all do. I'm so excited to keep pushing these out.
Yeah, I know. But we'll keep them short and sweet for now until we start getting a big following, and then we can start going hard on some longer episodes.
Yeah.
But
We got a lot of stuff about to drop for Sturgis too, so stand by.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be rolling out here real soon.
Yeah, I think it's even changing from the last time we spoke
Yeah.
about it.
It's going to be changing a lot, you know, so.
Yeah.
It will continue to evolve. It's one of those venues, it's one of those events that the further along it gets, the more people are going to want to get involved, and it's going to continue to turn into something bigger than it already
For sure.
is.
And if you're listening to this and you want to be involved in Sturgis, please reach out to us because we got some cool opportunities for you.
We can definitely get a lot of eyes on your brand, regardless how big or small you are. You know, we'd love to help out some smaller guys. Come set up with us and have a good time. At the end of the day, it is a lot of hard work, but once we're there and set up, it is just a big party, and we're going to have a lot of fun, and we'd love to have you there.
Hell yeah. Shout out to Law Tigers again. If you have an accident, you obviously know who to call. But thanks, boys.
Let's shout out all the supporters, right? Let's do, obviously, Joe, Suburban Harley, putting you boys on, letting Senders Only join along.
Thank you,
Legend
Joe.
Suspensions. We're going on 10 years with those folks now. It's been absolutely epic. They outfit all of our bikes. They help us with travel. TC Bros, dropping new products all the time. Law Tiger San Diego, Maxima USA, Pro One Performance. Pro One Performance is on the come up, making a lot of new parts. They've been around for a long time, but they're starting to really get their shit together, and I love it. Makes me really happy.
Shout out for Willie.
Yeah, dude.
Willie's
If
a
it wasn't-
legend.
Yeah, if it
I
wasn't
love
for Willie,
Willie.
you know, he takes that company far.
Willie
you know?
Woo, SBC Exhaust. That's been a very fun venture for us. Just everyone that's supporting, making us being able to do what we do. Shout out Sly Fox Performance for supporting me mate this year and helping him get to the races. And shout out Senders Only.
Hell yeah. Senders Only is the big one.
Yep.
Thank you, boys, for inviting me and welcoming me in. And we're starting a new journey together. I'm pumped.
Yeah, I know these podcasts have been just kind of like dragging out ongoing, so I'm stoked to get some people on here, you know?
Next episode, we'll probably have someone.
No,
Yeah.
Shout out Snowball.
Yeah, and Snowball, he's down there working
Yeah, what
actually
time
right
is
now.
it? Right
Love
on
you, dog.
time, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Go clock in.
Shop's opening.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, boys.